Like they'll ask questions that will encourage a discussion between the interviewer and the interviewee.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another success video. I'm Raoul from Find a Job in Germany. I'm here today with Syed, who is based right now in Mannheim, Germany, and we will talk about his journey to come to Germany, the journey with us, with FAJIG, and I'm very excited to find out more insights. Syed, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to you during your lunch break. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good over there. How are you doing? And thank you for having me here. Yeah.
Yeah, our pleasure. Thanks for your time. I'm good as well. Syed, we want to talk a bit more about you and your experience with us in this first part of the interview. Tell
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more why or what was your motivation why you wanted to join our program?
So yeah, I was basically go. I wanted to move to Germany for a very long time. I was applying in for Germany for the last 1 year, and so I was not getting invites. So I basically followed your program for the last 4 to 5 months, and after going through the success stories, I wanted to enroll in your program. So yeah, that basically helped a lot of people to move to Germany. So yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, Syed. So you joined then our program. I just checked, it was February this year, and after 3 months, almost 3 months, you had your offer on the table. You mentioned that you tried to get a job in Germany before that. What was the difference? What would you say was the main difference in the job
uh,
hunt?
yeah. So on my half, when I was applying on my behalf, basically without getting enrolled in the FAJIG program, I was not getting any invites, and I was not fully prepared for the cultural round that are a must clear in Germany. So for this program, the main difference that this program made for me was it got me interview invites, and mock interviews in this program um, also helped me prepare for the cultural rounds that play a vital role in the interview process here.
Okay, just to understand what do we mean by cultural interviews? Cultural interviews are that there are questions asked which are maybe not directly related to technical questions or coding rounds, etc. It's more to see if you match to the company's culture, and there are certain questions that you want to train with us in order to be ready and to answer properly. Okay, very good. And if we look at the interviews, you got off a couple of interview invites for this company, for your current employer. You had quite an extensive process. How many rounds did you say? It was five to or six,
Seven
seven,
rounds. I
seven,
had
right?
7 rounds. Yeah.
7 rounds. Um, to pass every round. We already talked that you and we trained your cultural um, um, questions and answers and to set you right. There are also technical rounds. Which you could maybe share also to or with the audience and with the network here. What are the what does it need to pass the tech rounds? What is different, maybe also from interviews you experienced in Pakistan?
Yeah. So for the live coding rounds, basically, uh, before I started, the main difference was before writing the code, you have to get the clear picture of the problem statement. I mean, you have to ask questions. The problem is vague. You cannot just start writing the solution. It will have edge cases. You have to clarify the problem first, and the interviewer is basically waiting and looking for you to ask these questions out before writing the code. And for the difference between the Pakistani and German technical rounds, in Germany, basically, they are basically the rounds here are more of a tech agnostic rounds. They don't go for the technology specific part, like they won't ask what is this in Node, what is that in Node. They'll ask something like, they'll ask questions that will encourage a discussion between the interviewer and the interviewee. Like they will ask, can you explain the pros and cons of a monolith and a microservice? Can you explain the pros and cons of event-driven architecture, Docker containerization, something like that? So basically, in these rounds, you provide pros and cons, and the interviewer will participate from his end as well. He'll provide 2 or 3 points, the pros and cons for the pros and cons himself. Yeah, so it's an active discussion. Yeah.
Exactly. So you need to reflect upon your skills, your knowledge. Still, and I totally agree what you said. So I would be interested to see from the interviews you had, and maybe not only the one where you got the contract for. As a JavaScript developer, what does someone who has a full stack profile as well really need to pass the interview? What tools and knowledge he should have?
Yeah, for the JavaScript or the full stack development part, you have to have knowledge with respect to the optimizing of the databases. Uh, Docker plays a vital role in getting a plus in the interview, Docker containerization. And the next is basically the generic concepts, such as if the system is a read heavy system, you'll go for the caching. If the system is a write heavy system, you should know about the pub sub concept over there. So it is generic terminology, the structure, the architecture of a system that you must know about for the full stack development. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. And maybe my last question for this part of our interview. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the community in Pakistan, but also, of course, abroad for developers who are interested to move to Germany? What would you like to share with them um, further?
Yeah, so the technical work being done over here is pretty different from Pakistan. Like in Pakistan, mostly there were tasks assigned to a developer, and he used to work alone and provide feedback or the
Mhm.
status update in every Scrum daily. In Germany, it's basically they involve you in a lot of pair programming. They basically brainstorm a lot about the edge cases. They basically write test cases before the development TDD is heavily being followed over here. So yeah, these
Okay,
are,
cool.
yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing these insights. Syed, we're gonna meet in our second part of the interview again and talk more about your life in Germany and how also your daily work is at your current employer. I'm very excited to find out more about that as well. Um, Thank you very much for your time. And if you are also interested to move to Germany and work here like Syed does it, then please feel free to contact us and we will check out your profile, assess the market, see if there is a match, and then guide you through the journey to Germany. We are looking very much forward to hearing from you. Thanks a lot, Syed, again for your time, and talk to you in the second part of the interview in more detail. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot. Take
thank
care.
you. Bye.
Bye.